So, what's the time? We still have a few minutes, I believe. Any questions you guys have? Anything? How is? Did you get the stuff we talked yesterday? Okay, good. So basically, what we'll do is we'll define some problems today and try to find out the solution. Try to automate, and then while we're doing, we will learn those things. So that will, and then I will give the same assignment. You can practice on your machine and automate all the test cases, keep at your machine, and then we'll log in and run. I'm also going to send you a recorder today, how to install and use, and I will ask you oh, okay. Are you able to open that? Like if you go here under the tools, can you get this? Oh, okay, pretty good. Excellent. That's the way to go. So it's pretty simple in a way that you install the Firefox and then copy the URL which is in my presentation and put it there and go under the scroll down, go to the IDE, select 2.8.0, which is the last one, and then once you select it, will ask you allow and select allow, select all, install and restart Firefox, and then you will get it. So ideally it should not take more than 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes at most. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I generally what I do is, whatever the very latest, I go one little older. Sometime you never know, it crash. But 2.9.0 is good. That's the last latest one. I have both 2.8.0 or 2. It's absolutely same, nothing different. So let's work on, as I say, as 9:45. I would like to wrap up by 10:45, hopefully. So what we're going to do is, as I say, the most important thing is we should understand what is automation. So version that you explained earlier, versions. Which one? No, that's fine. That's fine. You're good. So let's start. If anyone other join, that's fine. If not, we'll record everything and I promise by morning definitely you have all the three. And actually, I did one in class also. Classroom, I recorded one. I'm also building some technologies like what is XML and what is PHP and those kind of things, or .NET or Java, those kind of things. So. Um, provide you. So the goal is basically when you see any job ever, anywhere in testing or BA eventually, if I'm talking from the class perspective, we should have a solution. You not say, oh, I know this, but I don't know this. That's my ultimate goal. It's a big goal, but that's, and so you can help me if you find something. Hey, what is this? It is, if you keep shooting the questions, we'll keep building. Ultimately, my goal is if ever any job comes, pretty much we cover everything. We should have our platform have, and you guys can somehow continuously, learning and working and learning, and then give some time, and then you will find like in a very strong situation. So so if we go here, so let's focus on what we were doing yesterday. So there is no Selenium, nothing. We just have to figure out what we can automate here on this page, and then how. Once we are very clear, then we go to the tool and automate. And then later on, you practice the same thing and show me that you can do that. Um, so So what, let me write down based on this page. Okay, widget. So let me, hold on. Let's discuss first. Um, Widget new tools dot demoaut.com. Uh, so first thing is, can I change the color? I don't know. So it's very sensitive, the one which I'm using, it's full. Okay, let me write it down better. So manually test following items first. Um, so go to this website and um, validate sign on link is working. Second, validate register register link is working. So I'm talking about the manual testing, and we will try to automate the same. Validate link is working. Fourth, validate correct correct username and correct password is working. Six, uh, validate um, login, the searching, selecting flight. Mm, all right, so these are the things I wrote it down, which we are going to automate. So if you really look here for this website, yesterday when we started the class, our main concern was what to automate. Today, what is automation basically, and then people were giving, and now I'm trying to give you build the problem, and I said this is the website which is, we have to you have to manually test this link is working, this working, this working, this working, login is working, and then once you can log in, you can make sure this flow is working. You can log in, you can search flights, select, and that's what automate is like. Many times when they do the regression testing, they say, can you go and check again that those things are working? This last test case will be very helpful. You can say, oh, not is still I can search and book the flight, and I can log in, log out, all these things. So that's why I'm saying this is the one of the very useful flow based on, and then other things are uh, we are testing too. All right, so is very any confusion here? This is what we have to do. First you do manually, and after some time your company is saying use Selenium and validate this. I'm sorry, use Selenium and automate this. Means once the test cases are automated, then Selenium will tell whether this pass or fail, not anymore the manual testing. So this is our objective. This could be a very similar objective once we able to do this, which we will try to do today. I will say then that's exactly your assignment. You make sure all these things you can automate. That can go in your resume, and that will also help you in when you go in. All these things are very relevant. Means company really want to do, and if your website has 100 links on different pages, like every page has 5 links and there are 20-30 pages, of course that will be very major, the activity. And then some, once you know how to automate some other functionality, you can go and automate some more functionality. So that's what so I'm directly putting you, so you can, as for the practice, you can take this, and you can also take Gmail. You remember the Gmail page which you wrote the test cases? You can try to automate all the, and we'll see. uh, Again, it's automation. Things doesn't work as you know it needs practice, it needs a lot of thinking, it needs some kind of mentorship. It's not exactly like manual. I mean, you may surprise, oh, why this is. So you have to think more, um, slow way you think, think more, I can say. Slow down. Try to not think how you are thinking, but try to think how tool is thinking, because how the tool is really interpreting what tool is doing, how the try to think from the tool perspective, and think, keep yourself in terms of tool, and see how you can do this. And because a human being, you have more different way to handle that problem, and the tool has different. So when you put yourself in that situation, you may able to connect. You may it's not important is how you are thinking, is also important that how tool is thinking, or what are the tool features or capabilities, and things like that. All right, so any questions so far? If I give you to do manually, can you do this? You can write the test cases, you can test it, you can tell me pass or fail. Agree? Good. What about if I give you to automate through Selenium? Can you do that too? All these, like 6 so far I wrote. Okay, all right, Arslan, he's definitely, I like your spirit, and taking the challenge. And as I said, whenever you get any, wherever you work as a Selenium, if you need any help, or if you want to continue some, we have done a lot of work, and it's not possible for me to teach everything. But once you know all the things, and if you want to connect and continue, it's fine. I know they're very rare places. At least in my 18-year IT career, I hardly get any help from anywhere. I mean, I went to some training, but those trainings are 1 day, 2 day, 3 day is done, and then after that, no one is talking. So anyway, let's focus on this. So still, I'm going to do. I'll show you. There are. If you see, there are first 4 are pretty similar. All validating the link. So I'll validate 1 or 2 links, and then you can use the same concept and try to validate all 4. And then the 5th one is login and password, which we were doing yesterday. Again, you will try to do it. And the 6th one is end-to-end, um, you know, which again, you have to see how it is. And just focus on this. Once you can get this, it will get better. Now, let's go back to how Selenium was doing. So let's talk about some Selenium features. So this is our problem is very clear what we have to do. Now let's see how to do it. So can I change the color? I don't know why, but sometimes it's good to change the color. So Selenium feature. I would like to one more time talk about those things. And we saw yesterday, one was recording, second was uh, uh, we call record and playback. So that's use the same playback. Then third is checkpoint. For this, I was using the command, and I'm going to talk to you more about uh, stuff assert text. And then there was fourth was object identification. Surprising, no one is available on Friday except you guys, so I really appreciate it. Um, okay, so basically try to understand the concept. So record is, so basically what happened is whatever you do, Selenium generate a sequence of commands, and Selenium knows what that means. Like let's say when you go and hit the URL, there is a command open and then URL. So we will give you the list of the commands. That will come, yeah, that will come with little practice. So there is a command for checkpoint. There is everything, whatever. When you hit the link, there is a command. So even though you're recording, but if you see Selenium is generating the corresponding commands, and then there are some values which you have to pass. Like when you open, you have to pass the value of URL. When you do assert text, you have to pass the location and the value. Like where I have to look for the text, what location and what value. When you hit the link, you have to give the name of the command is, I believe, click and wait, or hit link or something. We'll see that. And then there is where you are hitting that stuff. So what you have to understand here is how this Selenium working. Every object means if you go on this page, everything is object. These all the links, all these logo, this sign on, these input box, everything is object, uh, and Selenium has to recognize, like what kind of object it is, where is the location, um, uh, and like here when you see this is the input box, and Selenium knows that this is the input box. This one is a kind of button, where you have to hit. This is a kind of link. So all these things Selenium recognize, and also it recognizes the locations. So if you see, you have to understand how to translate that location. And there are 5 ways it does. One is ID, one by name, one by XPath, one by CSS, uh, ID, name, link, I believe, ID, name, link, CSS, XPath. Those are the way it recognizes the objects. I will teach you someday, but right now, so when you select the object, it recognizes the location by, and it's important. If location is not correct, if location, then Selenium will not able to work. So it's pretty important. Whenever you're recording, you see what commands are it generating, get a little bit familiarized, read our portal. There are some lectures, which we have put it there. Watch these things which we are recording once we upload, and then you will be in a good. I've seen many people doing Selenium. I can show you all the PowerPoint, and then you eventually will not. I mean, the goal is and not teach anything hands-on. You say, oh, I did, one or two cases, and then training is done. However, if you see, I'm throwing a lot of questions for you, and yesterday I tried, again I'm trying, and that's all the intention, that you know, if you go in the industry and if you start doing and translating, in the industry you'll find there are a lot of people who are sitting as a tester, they not know anything. You just tell them how to automate, they have no clue. They can talk a lot of theory, but they don't know how to do. So, and we have done a lot of more from here, so it will be good for you. So, okay, so let's talk about these features. You can you can absolutely record whenever you want and whenever you stop, and then again record and then stop. You can do in multiple kind of pause and or you know in breaks. Whenever you stop recording, you know, whatever you're doing or hitting, tool is not doing anything, not noticing. So that time it is also possible that you not record at all. If you know the command and know the correct sequence, you can directly go and keep entering the commands. So that's what people, you know, it's completely up to you. But definitely, why should you take that pain? And you know, so you can directly go here and keep adding the commands. You know, you don't do any recording, or you can do a mixture, which I was doing. You do record whatever you can record, and something which not come by the recording like checkpoints, you have to know what commands and how to put the, you know, so eventually whatever you record, everything will be translated into these commands. All right, so these are the four I can say right now important stuff. Of course, there's one is a log to see result. That is the important, like whether it's pass or fail and what exactly is did. So there's a log where you can go and see. So these are the five things. Do you have any question about these five concepts? Um, and if you're not, then I will go and talk about how to automate those three things I will do. And then, okay, good. So you guys are smart then, you know, you're getting all these things, you know, we started, you understanding, that's the way to go. Um, and I know you are remote and all, but it's good. It's good, you know, you're getting, there's always concern for me, you know, how to explain the remote people, you know, sometimes. Because sometime in your class, you know, I can go to, you know, and sit with you and show you. However, it doesn't matter. I can connect and show you. For me, it's more like you're, you know, you should be ready for that. Like, you know, even though you're remote, but we are connected. So let's talk about our problem. So we know the features, we know our problem. Now this is what we have to do. So yesterday I took this one. Validate register link is working. Let's talk about how we can how we will automate. I mean, what will you do as a manual tester? As I said yesterday, I'm not trying to automate whether the registration is working or not. That will be only thing I'm trying is when I hit the link, register link, the next correct page is coming or not. That's what I'm only validating right now. If we have to do registration, we have to go beyond and do some more logic, maybe some next time. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll tell the tool, open the page, go to the correct page, and then find out where the register link is, and then hit that link. And when you hit, it should open the new page. And on that new page, you put the checkpoint or you check something to recognize that this is the correct page. And if you do all these things, you pass. This is what my logic was. Did you get this logic? Any confusion? I'm not going to write it down unless you tell me. If you want, I can write it down the logic too. So basically, maybe another color. No reason why I'm picking, but sometimes it makes a little better. Let's take this color. Okay, logic for automating uh, register link is working or not. So what will be the logic? The first is you can say open correct URL. Second, um, second is open correct URL, hit register link. Third is validate using checkpoint that correct page is open. All right, so this is the logic, for this one. Now the second is so this is logic. Now logic for how to automate logic for how to automate login. And it's same, open correct URL. Second, take help of record and enter credentials. Third, hit sign on. And fourth, using text checkpoint, means assert text. Using text checkpoint, make sure you are at right page. Right? That's what is. Can you repeat two? Which one? Yeah, take the help of record and enter credentials. I mean, enter login credentials, and then hit sign on button, and then using text checkpoint, and then it will open the next page using text checkpoint. Make sure you are on the right page, and then the test case pass. Agree? That's for login. So this is for login. This is for logic for automating this thing. And then the third one we will see what we'll do. So this I'll show you in few minutes. Let me show you some my PowerPoint, some stuff. Or we can use this one. So go here, and if you see, so there are a few important things about Selenium. So let's a little bit do some theory before we go and automate. So that will give you some better idea. So read this, the first presentation, why, where to automate, and all those things, written by, and some interesting things. It's a functional tool. Tester create the script for automation. Tester, it generate. It's first of all, Selenium works with only Firefox. So if you need to work with Chrome or Internet Explorer, you have to go into the WebDriver and then install some drivers. Otherwise, you can check all the features. If I have to check in Chrome, it will not work. So keep in mind, IDE only works with Firefox. It is a functional automation tool, means you're testing the features or functionality. Um, why and when to use automation testing? We already talking yesterday, wherever you want, um, you want to automate, save time, you want to repeat the same thing again, and you need accuracy, regression testing, all those, oh, sorry. Okay, when and automate this, to reduce human effort, to execute same steps multiple times, faster feedback to developer, and so on, frequently change web. Another important thing is Selenium works for web applications. Means everything is web nowadays, but keep in mind is more for the web testing. Um, Selenium, you can read, it's very rich, very powerful, even though it's free, but it generates the code in Java, VB Script, Python, and C Sharp. These are the languages where it generates the code. So I'll show you some other time. If you know any one of the programming, so this is another good thing. It's like, if you see QTP, it's only generated in VB Script. But this one, let's say you're good in Python or Java or another thing, you can um, choose whatever you're good and then use it. So this is um, good. It has some component like IDE, which is we're using. It has WebDriver, which is the replacement of earlier used to call remote control. Now we call WebDriver. It has another component called Grid. We use the Grid for doing a performance testing, or if you really want to run number of test cases in parallel, uh, the company can try the Selenium Grid. Not too many people are using, but all the big guys like eBay or Facebook or Google, though they have a smart, the lot of high-tech people available, and I say it's free means they can write their own and they can extend and do all those kind of things. However, small and medium places, they don't have, the people don't know. So um, and then on top of that, it's free, so you cannot talk to any company or anyone. You just figure out your own and download, go to this forum, take some training here and there, and do it. So anyway, this is a web application they're talking about in this PowerPoint. You know that there is a server, like in my case, if you go to Q Online, we have running on the server, there's a database. Here is, you are sitting at your home, you are looking my website in your browser. So your browser send information back and forth to the server, the web server, and they talk basically. You never notice, but there's a lot of conversation going on whenever you go and do this. So you have to understand a little bit. There are some programming, HTML, JavaScript, PHP. These are the programming where the websites are developed. Same concept is applied to my website too. This one or the training portal, either one. So if you see here, we have used HTML, CSS, PHP to develop this website, all the features, all this, the content, job portal, and all those number of things we are doing over from the years, and all those things. So this is the programming. So when I open this, I am sitting in, here in Virginia. However, my server is in Atlanta. So this browser is talking back and forth. So that's what we are talking about here. So that's good. Uh, so try to understand a little bit. There is a SQL database. You already know all the things are storing there. Um, all right. Whenever you have to automate, it has to be tested manually few times, and manual means you write the test cases, expected, actual, pass or fail. You familiar with that? So same thing. Now here is IDE, record and replay. You can debug also. You can save the test in HTML format, and so we started yesterday, and I'm going to show you those when there is a Firefox, and This is ID. You can go and download. There are some components like, there's a run, record, you can pause, you can do all those, you can create the test suite also. If you have like 10 test cases, you want to run one after another, put into the test suite and it will run. So, IDE, as I was talking about, and I'll show you live, this is some test cases, the video is there. One thing, there are the options. So where is that? Where is my Selenium ID? Okay, I don't know. So whenever that tool doesn't come, hit Alt and then go Tools and then open the ID. So it's here. So if you see here, like this is, you can play. There are options here. When you go options, make sure these options are checked. Like remember base URL, record absolute URL. These are the 3-4 options. You can, the first, third, and the last, second and third last. So these 4 are, if you take it out, then a little bit you see some little bit different, but it still works. So what I'm saying is there are options under the options. Also, there is one option is start recording immediately on open. Generally, it is by tick. I will say check it out. Check. Don't enable this. Where I want to record when I hit open. I don't want to record as soon as you open. So this is one thing. So these are some interesting stuff in PowerPoint where you can go and read and enjoy. Where is gone? There's so many things. Okay, here. So that's what we're talking about. A little bit about Selenium recording. You can export all these test cases into the WebDriver, which is another version of component of Selenium. We are using the IDE. Um, as I said, how to locate the web element. There are these 5 ways: ID, link, name, CSS, XPath. So this you have to understand really, that how Selenium locate the objects. It uses any one of these. It uses sometime ID, sometime link, and there is a way it write it down. So you get familiar with this. However, you can survive right now uh, with select. You hit the select and go and select the object. It will do the job for you, but it will use one of these 5 ways. So try to understand what exactly, and I'll show you. You can add commands, you can edit, you can change, you can delete, like these commands, and which we are going to do here again today. So that's what they're talking about. Um, and then there is another Gmail test case. It is automated, like how you just validate the login correct is working. There is another command, verify. We're using the assert, and there is a verify. They're talking about what is the difference between verify and assert. We'll talk sometime, maybe not now. And then there's a whole discussion about that. It's a pretty one-line difference, but it's okay. All right. So these are some theory stuff which you can go and browse and you will learn some, and please do. Now let's go and automate those things. So let's automate uh, 3 test cases I will automate. The first one is a registered link, second is login, and the third is the last one. You log in and search the ticket and then select the ticket, then book the ticket and log out. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so okay. So the first thing is I have too many windows. I will try to not open too many windows, minimize your but I'm teaching, so it's not possible for me right now. It should be very neat and clean. But anyway, you open the application, bring up this guy, IDE, uh, go and there's a record this. I'm sorry. First we have to, let's create the test case. So new test, properties, and you can say validate register link. Okay, this is the test case. So hit record, go here, hit register, and go back. It, as I say, it generated these commands. You have to see the first is open, and then it's saying click and clicking on the link. So you remember I showed you, you know, so this is another command. Now, if you go back to my notes, where is that? Here. And if you look the logic which we were talking about, we said open correct URL, hit register link, and validate using, I mean, make sure you put the text checkpoint so you are on the right page. And you have to figure out what exactly you're going to pick. My logic is, when it's open the new page, whatever that page is, I will say at this location these lines should be there, and if it is there, then I'm at the right page. Or someone can say I'm going to pick this, like Aruba should be there at this location. This is not, this is something like an image. Or someone say, I will say pick on this page, this should be there. If this logo is there, then I'm on the right. So it's up to you. You should know the command and how to do this. That's the only the issue. But let's not deviate. Let's go with whatever we know. And so here, so I cannot put the checkpoint with the record because it will not generate the assert text command no matter what you do. So what I'm going to do is I stop the recording. Uh, when you are here, you make sure you mark first. If you're not marking, you will not get it. And then remember the command. Now you will say how should you know? We will give you the list and explain you, and then once you get familiar, then you see which command I should use, in different situations. So anyway, so assert text, which is make sure this is the text where I select, and when you hit select, you go here and see it's selecting the whole page, but I don't want the whole page. You can select anything, wherever, whatever you want. You can go and select anything here, uh, but I don't want that. I only want this part because this is in my logic. So when you select, Selenium knows where it is. So I'm selecting this. So if you see, this is it generated, I say this is a CSS, I believe, or XPath. So it generated some kind of, some little weird thing for you, but this is some code we're saying. With this code, it can figure out where is that thing located on this page. As I said, it could be anywhere, but I really want at this location. And now my value should be this. What I will tell this guy, go and check for this. So I'll go here and put. All right, so if you see, once you're done, you'll a little bit read about your this. There is a description here. If you see open, it says what this reference is. You can see this command. You can see what this command does. Look here. You can see what this command does. So I will request you to a little bit read about all these things. All right, so logic is done. Make sure you run, make sure it pass, make sure your logic is correct, and then you say, hey, this is automated, and every time you use this, you can save the test, and and you can run. So let's go and run. So I'm running here. It looks like it's done. If you can do, and the best thing is just go here, a little bit read here. It's saying, hey, I'm opening, I'm going this, test case pass. So first one is is automated. Any questions? I'll be done by 10:45. So If you're not, then we can go and automate the second one, which is this one, login, and then we will do the third one. All right, so if you're not asking, then I'm assuming you're good. I will say please practice, do yourself, and do other questions which I'm not doing, and then I will send you 5-6 things to automate on the Gmail page. And then you can pick any website and do it. So okay, so let's go and do the second test case. So go here and file and create new test, which is here, properties. Go here and give some name. All right, big name, but it's okay. So login. Now you're getting familiar. Pretty much you know, go to the URL and hit record and enter the credentials. Stop recording, and then whatever the next page comes, you put the checkpoint, and then that's it. So why the base URL is open? Yeah, it doesn't launch the you have to open the uh, you have to open the browser and go to the right website. I mean, and then it will pick, as I say, you're recording. So you can try some other way and then let me know whatever you want to do. Feel free to a little bit experiment things. So see, my version is also 2.9.0 Arslan, so I'm pretty much at the same page that you are. So I'll hit record again. I'm going here. Okay. And hit, and I'm at this page. Stop. So if you look here, you open the URL. There is a name. As I said, remember there was a one way to recognize those that text box. This is the way it recognizes, and then passing the value. This is the way it recognizing the password field. As I said, there is a location, and some field is identified by name, some is identified by ID. All the input boxes it identify by name. And if you go and look, this is the name of the box. This is the name of the login field, and this is the name of the password. Whoever coded that page. I'll show you, next time. I click and wait. This is the name of that, that button, the login button. So what will be the next? Again, you are here. You make sure you are at the right page. So put the text, and it's very powerful. If you see, there are so many commands and so many things you can. Again, I'm picking the same. You can play with a lot of other things. I don't have time, so I don't want to troubleshoot. But if you try and something doesn't work, feel free to ask. Send the question to questions@infotechsolution.com. And if you not get reply, let me know. All right, so I put the checkpoint, and when I run, see what happens. So if I go and run, it's going. It's already entered all the things, and looks like it passed here. One, go, and if you see, it's doing the test case. It's putting the username, password, all those stuff. So that is automated. And the last one, let's do the last one. So I will go, and it's a new test and properties, and I say FRS login search. book. I'm just giving the flyer. So this is the name. This is what I'm doing. So I'm giving. So this is the name. So this is pretty useful. Like, if I think about it, yesterday, if I ask you to go and do this, you might be wondering what is automation. And now what you're going to do is whatever you manually testing, you're going to automate. So let's do that. And let me focus a little bit and see if I can do it. So I'm here. I'll hit record. Go to this page and enter keyword. Enter login password. Hit sign in. I'm here. Once I come to the next page, I would like to validate that I'm at the right page. So what I will do is I will stop recording and put the text point, because as a human being you can see, the tool cannot see. So that's why I'm so assert text, select, and select the same thing. It's hiding. Nope, I only want this. Okay, I'm here, and then I will pick this value. Okay, so I'm here. Now I will again start recording because I have to. So I hit the record and go here and start. Let's say I want round trip. I want from New York. Okay, date is fine. I'll go to Paris. I'll pick some date. 27. Business class. Continue. Okay, I'm at this page. I would like to make sure, can the test cases be imported to Selenium? This is Selenium. You can export these test cases to the WebDriver. If you work in the WebDriver, you can export it and then use this code there. So I don't know what you mean by imported. Let's finish this and then we'll take your question. So I'm here. Now this is the next page. I would like to add another checkpoint. So whenever I put the checkpoint, I will stop this. And I'll go here and then again put the checkpoint. Assert text, select. I'm putting the text every time, so I'll select this and copy, paste. All right, so I'm here. Now I'll again record and then I go here and let's say I want this flight and I want this flight and then say continue. Again, I'm at the new page. I would like to put another checkpoint, so I will stop this, go here and assert text, select this, and again this time I'll select this one and then this is the text I'm going to. Oops. Copy, go here, put this value. Okay, so I'm here. Now I will again start recording and go back. And now I have to put my credentials and put some dummy number which this website allow, and secure purchase. And once it is purchased, I would like to make sure I'm getting this message. Your itinerary has been booked. That's the kind of signal that, so I would like to verify this one. So what I'll do is I'll go back again, stop, go to the last line, hit in the next. Again, use this assert text, again select, go here. I don't want the whole page. I only want this. So make sure you're selecting the right thing, and then go here and go and put the value. All right. So I'm here. I'm verifying that I'm getting this message. What is left? Log out probably. So go here and hit record again. Go here. Where is the logout? Somewhere here. I hit the logout. Okay. Once I log out, I supposed to come to this page. This is the last page. So I go here again, stop, and again put another checkpoint, maybe the last one. Select, and I will not look the entire page. I'll look for this message maybe. So let's do, and select this one. All right. I think I'm done. Hopefully the logic is done. So basically what I did is, this is the command it is generated. This whole thing, you open the URL, enter the username, password, hit the login button, you putting the checkpoint on the next page that, okay, you are on the correct page, looking for this value. Then you're selecting from which place, from New York, then you're selecting going from Paris, what day, all those things, and then you're clicking. And if you go here and then click this thing, and then you open on the, you go to the next page, make sure you are at the right page, putting the checkpoint, and then see XPath, then you're clicking, some from which flight and other flight, going and returning, and so on, and then all your credentials, credit card number, first name, last name, and so on. Okay, so this is, so basically what you're going to tell to the tool in some way, hey, this is what you have to do. You are the automation engineer, you know when the test case will pass. You should tell the tool exactly to do that way, look the code and make sure everything is look good, and then run. And if you not work, then you figure out the problem too, because you are the automation engineer. If your tool is not working, you're supposed to find out, and then fix it, and then make sure the logic is correct. And that's why you're learning. So I'm going to run. Let's see. So I'm here. Let's put this. Okay. Let's do what happened. So I hit this. So you open it. It's selecting. It's doing something. Somewhere it's failing the assert text, and that's the why, I don't know. I have to go and look. See, it did up to here, but when it came here, it failed, and it's not doing the rest of the lines. It is looking here. If you want to know why, you can go here to the log and try to see what it's saying. It's saying actual value is in New York, and I probably put something, please review your travel itinerary purchase. Did not match, please review. So something which we put actual value, I put the wrong. Whatever on the page is not matching whatever the value I gave. And that's if it's not matching, then it has to fail. And I believe if I change this to, hold on, this is the good thing, remember the verify and assert text you guys. So let's verify. Oops. Let's see what happens. Just rather than assert text, verify, they're just talking about in the, okay, let's do again. All right. So they're talking about what is the difference in assert and verify. The one difference is that even though it fails, it will still keep going to the, it will not stop. It keep going to the other steps and it will execute. However, it's saying that, hey, I am getting, you know, I'm getting these two errors. The errors, it looks like the value which we are passing, it doesn't like it. So you can fix it. You can go to the log, look all values and select. And as I said, and it's showing in the, you know, in this stuff too. So basically, the biggest challenge is recognizing the object and passing the value. And if you, when you do with QTP, you will be find so horrible. You never know what's going on. You never see the log, and it's fail or pass. You say, here you have more control. You can run the command. You can change it. You know, those were error. I can go and look why the value is correct or not correct. Maybe I can try with some other object on the page for the recognition and then fix it. So it's really powerful, and there are tons of other commands, you know, assert text, assert image, and you know, a lot of, you know, the other values. The difference between assert and verify is, if you use verify, even though it failed, it goes to the next line. If you use assert, if it's failed due to any reason, the value is not matching, it will not move. So I'm done. My two test cases automated. The third one, I'm getting some problem. And this is what the automation engineer does. They're not the magician that just you touch and everything. That's why they hired, and they work 8-10 hours a daily, and they figure out why this is failing, what to do. And that's why you keep learning day by day, you know. But my goal is, you should automate all those stuff which I gave it to you, and then we'll work on that. Any questions, guys? Another thing before I forget, a lot of people, at least my marketing guys, ask, did you join the Facebook? They keep sending some question, interview questions, some videos. I'm not sure. I forget every time. So let me not forget this time. So if you go here, Q Online Training. If not, then please do right now if you can, if you have the machine. Um, and then go here and hit the Facebook and select like. So whenever they send you, you will get a lot of interview questions and some videos and those kind of things. And sometimes, if you feel good, you can also put some good review or comment, so your friends or someone else can see on the website. We appreciate that. As I said, if you like it, that way we can grow and survive and do well and so on. So that's up to you. But first, my request is, if you have Facebook account, hit like and get connected. So when we're sending a lot of things, you can keep getting. There's also a YouTube subscription where you can select. We recently working on some technologies, like, okay, as a tester, you know, how will you test in .NET, or how will you, so a lot of testers don't know what is .NET or J2, or maybe they Google it and they, they mostly they Google and they learn, they generally get the wrong things. You know, they spend a lot of hours, and then in the end, when you ask, they have some very confusing, you know, uh, ideas or something. They heard, they read and then they misinterpret it. So that's the one thing. So please do, if you have. Um, I'm done. I don't have anything else. Okay, let's uh, test complete tool run through the test case that stays behind the tool and can be imported and run. Um, test complete tool can run through the test case. Yeah, um, I will research a little bit more, but as far as I know, I'm not familiar to import from Excel in Selenium. Okay, so I was, yeah, test complete is another powerful tool. I mean, not powerful, I can say it's popular. It's, a lot of people are using, but I'd say the Selenium is open source, it's free, means you will not find a very fancy GUI and thing, but it's so powerful that you can go inside the, commands and you can add and make sure, your job is done. Eventually, when you're working in the industry, the company is looking for you really automate some test cases. I have a guy who is here work in Reston, making 110. Uh, he is a Selenium engineer. He claimed himself a Selenium engineer. Uh, he he doesn't work. He doesn't touch manual testing at all. All the time he says is, "Oh, I'm automating." Um, oh, I'll do. So I'll connect and probably will meet too. So don't worry. Um, so yeah, so basically what he does is he not touch the manual testing. He said, "Hey, I'm a automation engineer." That's what he claim, and that's what his title is. And but he using Selenium. He doesn't know Java programming. He doesn't know Python, but he knows VB script pretty well. So the good thing with the VB script is you can use in Excel, you can use in QTP, you can use also there's a trick to use in Selenium too. There's a called wrapper, you have to install and a little bit configure. So with one programming language, but if you see his test cases, I mean, I'm not impressed because mostly what he does is, he automate the links and some basic things. And whenever the people say, "Hey, can we use, did you automate it?" He never showed. He said, "You know what, I'm not very sure." And I mean, that's a problem. But at least he's still there from last 1 year and making, he's working I think this is a small contracting company, and he's automating. So I'm trying that you should get directly whatever, and when you go in, your manager doesn't care what you using WebDriver, your ID, this. He just care about if you can automate and manual testers can use that and do the job fast, and you can eliminate some manual testing and help in doing, that's the goal. So the first goal is you watch this video and practice all these test cases, and I'm getting the last test case some errors. You fix it, and we'll talk. And if you have any questions, feel free at questions@infotech-solution.com. That I don't responsible for that. There are some other people. If they're not responding, let me know. I'll be behind them. So any questions, guys? Wanted to keep a little lighter today. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and don't forget study. And no matter it's weekend, weekdays, you do whatever you have to do. Knowledge is power, and whatever the knowledge you're learning, it is going to be used at number of thousand and hundred and thousands of companies they're using, um, and you use in job. I don't mind you keep repeating, reading as many times. I'm very passionate about pushing the people, and 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 I say yes, we have done some household activities, all everyone has kids, family, this, that, but as I said, this is something which we are creating. Keep getting, whether you're watching TV, sitting here, there, weekend, socializing, whatever you're doing, don't forget it, just use, watch, practice, try to remember, try to understand, and and it is directly going to help you when you're talking to recruiter, doing in the industry, and so on. All right, I don't want to give it too much lecture, just wanted to remind you, and if you have any question, let me know. All right, a few more minutes if you have, you can ask, otherwise we are pretty much done for today. All right, guys. You guys all have a great weekend. Enjoy, and we'll post it. I promise you, next by morning or maybe midnight, I'm going to sit in another hour and try to make this happen. So I'll mail you all this stuff. I'll mail you recorder also, where I will request you to record your stuff. Pick some areas I'll assign you, and I want to see your presentation skill a little bit. Your understanding, how you are completing those assignments. So a lot of emails are coming to you. All right, good night.